Focus, which is the brain product, and Sync, which is the product to optimize that axis. This product, Mentabiotics, in and of itself, that powder is kind of like getting 4 products in one. It's a probiotic, a prebiotic, a phytobiotic, and then it's also a digestive performance blend that helps you with gas and bloating and elimination and things like that. When we put together the probiotic bacteria with the prebiotic fibers, and the prebiotics, for people who don't know that term, prebiotics are fibers that the bacteria use as their fuel source. That's their food. We can't do anything with them. We can't digest those fibers, but the bacteria can. And the reason it's important for them is that those prebiotics make them grow better, the good bacteria, but then it's also their fuel source, and it's also the source that they use to create those compounds that we want them to make. So if we want more of these particular compounds called short-chain fatty acids, we know which bacteria make those. The reason we want short-chain fatty acids is because they're good for inflammation, they're good for appetite control, they're good for, some studies show they prevent cancer, we don't talk about that, but they're good for lots of things. And if we give those bacteria the right prebiotics, they'll make more of those short-chain fatty acids, which would be good for us in a lot of ways. When we do that, when we put them together, we get these sort of benefits. In human studies, a 49 to 60% reduction in these negative mood states. Stress, depression, anxiety, irritability all go down very significantly. When we use psychological mood state surveys, different kinds of scales, we see these kinds of things. Increase in overall positive mood by 211%. Decrease in overall negative mood by 105%. So whether you look at it in sort of a pharmaceutical way or an overall psychological way, mood's going in the right direction, right, on all those different parameters. And the reason we're getting the better mood is because of this, because of about a 70% increase in good bacteria. More good bacteria, more of the proper signals that we want, more of the feel-good that our brain is perceiving. Does everyone get that? So that's a very different way of thinking about the whole mental wellness category by doing something down here in the gut in order to exert an effect here in the brain. And the way that we do that, whenever we talk about probiotics, the little soapbox that I get up on is that probiotic benefits are completely 100% determined by the strain that you're talking about. So if I were to say to you, probiotics, right? If you left here and all you got was, that guy said probiotics, I'm stopping at CVS on the way home. Do you have CVS here? Okay, stop at CVS on the way home and I'm gonna get some probiotics. And you get to the shelf and what you're gonna see is a ton of different probiotics. And you're not gonna know which one to get. You know, is it this one that has 2 different bacteria in it? Or this one that has 5? That one has 5, it must be better. It might not be better at all. How about this one that has 2 billion CFUs? CFUs is like the strength. It stands for colony forming units. This one has 2 billion. This one has 10 billion. This one has 100 billion. Oh, I'm gonna get the 100 billion. That one must be better. It doesn't work that way. You have to look at the specific strain that you're talking about. It would be like, you know, instead of stopping at CVS, if I said, you know, you left here and he was like, he was talking about tools. I'm stopping at Home Depot on the way home, right? And you go into Home Depot and you're looking for tools. And someone comes up and says, can I help you? And you're like, I don't know if I'm looking for a hammer or a saw or a blowtorch or a nail gun or I don't know exactly what I'm looking for, but I want some tools, right? It's exactly the same thing. You want to be able to choose the right strain for the right job. So we use this one, Lactobacillus rhamnosus R0011, because this lowers cortisol and improves GABA. This is our stress bug. This bacteria helps lower your stress and improve your stress resilience. This one, Bifidobacterium longum 175, is our anxiety, and this Helveticus 52 is depression. So if we want to get, we want mentabiotics to give an overall mental wellness effect. What does that mean? Well, mental wellness in our view is 1 part depression, 1 part anxiety, 1 part stress, and you'll get those sort of feelings from that blend. But then, do I have another slide on this one? Yeah, then we match those 3. Let me go back to this one. We match those with their preferred fuel source. So the prebiotics that we give you 2 different ones. are specifically matched because that's the fuel source for these particular bacteria. And so we want to preferentially grow them. We also give you these phytobiotics. This is what we call our GBX proprietary blend. GBX stands for gut-brain axis. And we have this in several of our products. We filed some patents around it because it works in different parts of the gut-brain axis. It has gut benefits, it has brain benefits, and it has immune system benefits. It also has neurological benefits, so it works across a couple of places in that axis. So the combination of these, this Asian apple fruit, this French grape seed, and this New Zealand pine bark extracts, from the gut perspective, can help protect the good bacteria once they're there. It's not growing them, but it's protecting them, setting up an environment that makes them thrive. But that environment that makes the good bacteria thrive also is an environment that makes the bad bacteria not thrive. So it doesn't grow the good bacteria or kill the bad bacteria, but it sets up an environment that's preferential to the ones we want and hostile to the ones that we don't want. So we have this blend in Mentabiotics, that's why you see it here. We also have it in Mentafocus for its neurotransmitter benefits. We have it in our energy product for its sort of mental acuity benefits. And we have it in our multivitamin called Vita GBX for its benefits that are completely off the axis, but are involved in helping your cells protect themselves in terms of producing more antioxidant enzymes and inflammatory compounds, things like that, anti-inflammatory compounds. Whew. So that's that's Mentabiotics. I'll share some actual data with you from some of the trials that are out there in the afternoon session for people who want to really get into the weeds, so to speak. Here's our Mentafocus product. As I said, this is one that's specifically targeted to the brain. Focus, mental sharpness, clarity, creativity, cognitive functioning. We can show brain scans, so you can see what areas of the brain are lighting up based on the ingredients that we have in this. But the basic idea here is that we're restoring youthful brain function. We're improving memory, speed of recall, and overall recall in different ways that we can measure brain function and memory. And it's roughly equivalent. These effects are roughly equivalent to making your brain about 12 years younger. And we judge that based on there are sort of normative scales for how our brain performance degrades as we age. And we can say, here's where we expect you to be as a 60-year-old, but after you take these ingredients, you're more like a 48-year-old, or you're more like a, so we can show that your brain is having the performance of a younger person. Our MentaSync product, this is the third product in that fundamentals kit. It's here to improve that gut-brain communication. And it works on two levels. It works first in the gut and then in the axis. And the gut piece of it is by giving you short-chain fatty acids and giving you zinc carnosine. These two ingredients help to maintain the integrity of your gut lining. Does anyone know why that's important? Why do you want to make sure that your gut lining is strong and robust? Because then it's not going to be...
So you can absorb.
Absorption is a piece of it, yeah. That's a very important piece of it. Yeah, exactly. What's another piece of it? If it's not intact, what is it?
Leaky gut.
It's disrupted, and you have leaky gut. So if you have leaky gut, you're getting all kinds of missignaling related to your inflammatory cascade, related to your immune system. And so if this whole idea of gut-brain axis involves proper signaling between these two brains, if I just did something great in your gut, and I just did something great in your brain, and I haven't done something in this axis to maximize and optimize the communication, you're not going to get all the benefits that you could. So we start off by ensuring that these ingredients are there to maintain the integrity of that gut, so you're not going to have leaky gut and not going to have that inappropriate signaling. And then we go in and we tune your immune system as the key part of this axis with these ingredients called alpha-glucans from mushrooms and beta-glucans from yeast. And as soon as I say that, people are like, oh, I can't do mushrooms, or I don't want yeast, right? Because yeast has this bad connotation to it. These are just the polysaccharides, just these specialized sugar molecules that are taken out of the membranes, the cell membranes of those either mushrooms or yeast, right? The fungi can get the immune system to go into this state that we call primed. So if you think of primed as your immune system being optimally active, if your immune system is suppressed, you're more likely to get an upper respiratory tract infection. You're more likely, if your immune system is suppressed, to catch a cold or the flu. We know that we can take you from a point of suppressed immune system back up to normal with priming. We also know if your immune system is overactive and you have hay fever and allergies and things like that, by priming we can bring it down to normal activity. So you're not stimulating it and you're not suppressing it. It really is this third thing called priming. And when you prime someone's immune system appropriately, they feel better. We can measure that using psychological surveys. So vigor goes up 21%. And so what that tells us is that separate from you having any symptoms, stuffy nose from your hay fever or a cough from your cold, separate from that, a properly primed immune system is a better surveillance organ. It's better at receiving signals and sending signals. It's better at doing its job, which is communicating, right? So people only think about their immune systems as a shield, something to protect them, but we want people to realize that your immune system is doing a whole heck of a lot more, and that's why we have this other product in here. Okay, so that's our fundamentals pack. This pack is $135 when it's on Subscribe and Save. We'll talk more about that later on this afternoon.